And finally, the Department of Environmental Affairs and the German Economic Affairs and Climate Action Ministry have finally launched the Just SA project today. Work officially kicked off in June last year, with the project looking to explore green energy solutions and opportunities in the value chain that can create job creation locally. Business reporter Ntokozo Khumalo has the details.
The Just South Africa project has just launched, and it's a consortium of industry leaders within the just energy space, and it looks to explore the opportunities of green energy value chains while also balancing job creation. And to help me unpack a little bit more on the project, I am now joined by Gelo Montmoson-Clare, who is the senior economist at the Trade and Industrial Policy Strategies. Thank you so much for joining us. Take us through Just SA project, what it aims to achieve, and why Mpumalanga is the starting point.
So the Just SA project is a 5-year initiative, a consortium between the German Development Agency, the Sector Development Agency Green Cape, the Research Institute TIPS, Trade and Industrial Policy Strategies, other partners in business, the National Business Initiative, and in civil society, WWF South Africa, and the Employment Creation Agency, Yes for Use. We aim to support a just transition in Mpumalanga, which is the hotspot of the just transition as South Africa moves away from coal to a low-carbon economy. There is a need to bring communities together, to bring stakeholders together, to have evidence-based policies, as well as create programs on the ground to support employment and inclusive development in the coal fields going forward.
And where do you see the opportunities in Mpumalanga, obviously as the city of coal? Where are those opportunities, and where is that balancing act of still being able to create those jobs and upskill people in those communities for future green jobs?
You know, the need for jobs and employment in Mpumalanga is great. And I must say, there are lots of assets there that can be leveraged. There's really a useful and skillful population, a great amount of land, a lot of infrastructure, particularly, of course, the grid, but not only, and really great resources when it comes to the sun and the wind. So I think we need to look at all the potential opportunities as the province moves away from its coal-based economy. That will be in energy, of course, renewable energy being a big part of that, but more broadly in agriculture. Mpumalanga has 50% of South Africa's arable land, but also in manufacturing, in tourism, and things like mine rehabilitation. So across the board, we have to look at all the potential opportunities, and that's the way we're going to create a more successful and sustainable Mpumalanga going forward.
And some critics may say that it is hypocritical for Germany to be a partner in such a project when, of course, it moved its economy away from coal, but is seeming to be going back into coal. What do you say to those critics?
I say that, you know, this is really a partnership, and you can see from the organization that I'm part of the consortium, they're primarily South African-based organization, and even from the German Development Organization, this is the South African office, of course, being here. When it comes to the financing, it's critical actually that we get a lot more of that. This is a contribution from the global north, like Germany, that has to support and finance the transition of the countries like South Africa in the global south. So it's really an important contribution, and I would say we need a lot more of this. Financing to support our just transition without strings attached. They're not dictating the agenda, they're not telling us what to do, but we are driving the agenda with their support, and I think that's really critical.
Gelo, thank you so much for your time. Of course, that was Gelo Montmoson-Clare, who is the senior economist at the Trade and Industrial Policy Strategies, just talking us through what Just SA project hopes to achieve when it comes to the just energy transition path for South Africa. Of course, the project is a consortium of leaders within the space, highlighting that just energy transition is not just about energy, but also about continuing to create jobs and a just society. For Newzroom Afrika, Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo in Johannesburg.